I understand that there's a very powerful sentiment on social media. Some of it is unfair, like Shadi gets messages sometimes like हम आपके IMDb को zero से ज़्यादा बढ़ने नहीं देंगे. It's like he hasn't done anything. I don't know why they're.
I think no matter what the noise or what people think or what the sentiments are, nothing is really going to bog me down. The last 3 years of my life have happened where I got to make this film, and nobody can take that experience and that joy away from me.
You know, from the background that I come from, I've been fortunate enough not to have experienced the same kind of struggles. I think they realized that it was my dream, and they realized that what they had to do as parents was support that dream, and they did, and I'm extremely thankful for that.
If somebody likes a film, it should not be just because it's a true story. That's a crutch. If you don't know it's a true story, as a film also it must work as a piece of drama.
Hello everyone, I'm Parul Sharma and today we have with us the lead and the director of the movie Gunjan Saxena, The Kargil Girl, Janhvi Kapoor and Sharan Sharma. Hi guys, welcome to Midday.
Hi Parul.
Hi, thank you for having us.
So I want to start off by complimenting you both. I watched the movie and it's a really beautiful film, and what was actually pretty cool that took me a little bit by surprise was like the casual sarcasm and the subtle humor in the first half. Like I wasn't expecting that from a biographical drama, especially on this topic. Sharan, let me start off by asking you, how closely did you follow the events of the real Gunjan Saksena's life?
So at the time, obviously, I was much younger, so I was not as clued into Kargil and the journey at that particular time as much as how I was 11 at the time. So that was a different time. But I'm very lucky that I look at it as being very lucky that nobody picked up Ma'am's story in all these years, and I got the chance to read her piece and then go meet her and understand her life. And once I met her, I think the detailing and the research needed to tell a film like this with authenticity and integrity is immense. This is a life somebody has lived who has trusted a first-time filmmaker with their life. I mean, when I met her, she didn't ask me, "Oh, you've not done any film. How do I trust you? How do I know you?" We just spoke. There was a feeling. There was an understanding. She understood the intention of what we were trying to do, and I think we just got along as two people. And she trusted me, and in turn, it was very important to. The only way to repay that trust is to try and do everything you can to try and tell Ma'am's story with authenticity and honesty.
Right.
And for that, did all the research that came with the journey. Reading every article, watching every video related to the Air Force on YouTube, reading every article related to the Air Force on YouTube, spending time with Gunjan Ma'am, spending time with Gunjan Ma'am's family, really diving deep into the details. So much so that I think we spent almost a year and a half just on researching the film before we actually started writing.
I've always wondered this whenever I watch like biographical movies. Can you tell me one thing that you added to the script which is completely fictionalized?
To be very honest, there are a lot of things that are added to a biographical or like a biopic which is fictionalized, and that is very natural because otherwise it will be a documentary and not what we want to set out to do. There are various things that are a heightened reality, is what one would say. It's very important, at least for us and my writers and the way we look at it, that if somebody likes a film, it should not be just because it's a true story. That's a crutch. If you don't know it's a true story, as a film also it must work as a piece of drama.
Janhvi, what were your interactions with Gunjan ma'am like? And can you share like any insights that she gave you about how to portray her on screen?
I think that what even Sharan paid the most attention to was to represent accurately the soul of who Gunjan ma'am is as a person. And I think it's a very stark contrast to what people would anticipate someone from the armed forces to be like. She's, I think something that we wanted to show is her strength, and her bravery and courage is silent, and it's more within than it is externally apparent. And that's one thing that I picked up on. And other than that, Gunjan ma'am was on set more often than not when we were shooting a lot of the scenes at the Udhampur base. So if there was any confusion about, am I walking right, or am I running right, or am I saluting right, or is my Nehru cap tilting in the right direction, and all of those things, she was there to handhold us.
And has she watched the movie? What was her reaction after seeing the film?
Yeah, she's watched the film, and we were very pleased. Shall you say now how she reacted?
So we showed Ma'am when the first cut was ready, pre-lockdown obviously. So Ma'am came to watch the film, and I think Janhvi and me were quite cool about it. Okay, Ma'am is coming and all. And Ma'am told me, why don't you watch the film with me? So I sat when we were watching the film in the first half, and that's when I realized that this is Gunjan Ma'am watching a film where Janhvi is playing Gunjan Ma'am, and it was feeling so bizarre that I said, I didn't watch the second half with ma'am, and it really hit me that, oh God, she's watching the film. But then when she came out of the screening room and the way she hugged us and met us, and there was just a feeling, a look in her eyes that she looked that she was happy and proud of the film, and I think that means the world to us really. That what Gunjan ma'am thinks of the film means everything to us, and I think we were happy when she saw it.
So this question is for both of you. Every movie is a labor of love and a lot of work goes into it. How fair or unfair do you both think it is to center the conversation about the movie around controversies and negativity? Janvi, you were someone who's recently been in the eye of the storm, and Sharon, you were someone who's not a part of the whole nepotism conversation at all, but your movie is getting the flack and sort of suffering because of it.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I didn't feel like I was in the eye of the storm till you said it. Maybe I'm living in a bubble, I don't know, but
okay, that's good.
I'm still hopeful only. I don't know if it's because I'm being naive or what I'm being. I understand that there's a very powerful sentiment on social media, but I'm still hopeful. I'm still optimistic that once they see the film, I mean, yeah, some of it is unfair. Like Shadi gets messages sometimes like हम आपके IMDb को 0 से ज़्यादा बढ़ने नहीं देंगे, and like it's like he hasn't done anything. I don't know why they're being that way, but I'm still I know that nothing comes out of frustration and aggression and negativity, but I think it's important to understand that there's a sentiment underneath that, and they feel like they need to be heard. So I guess this is their way of letting that out. So let them, because I think we're sure of what we've done, and we're sure of the hard work that we've put in, and I'm confident that people will recognize it.
I also have a very optimistic take on it, which is that really that the best part about films that I love about films is that everyone is an expert, right? Everyone's allowed to have an opinion on a film. It's not that only experts can speak about. Anybody can talk about film. So we're getting some opinions which is based on the film and some opinions which people may have in general. Now, all kind of opinions and all kind of thoughts are welcome for me. It is what it is. I think as a first-time filmmaker, your film is filled with so much of hope and positivity, and there's a sense of excitement towards the opportunity to get to make the film. But I think no matter what the noise or what people think or what the sentiments are, nothing is really going to bog me down. I'm still kind of hopeful about. I'm very happy that the last 3 years of my life have happened where I got to make this film, and nobody can take that experience and that joy away from me. So with that same kind of enthusiasm, I'm looking forward to the 12th when we'll be able to share the film with the world. And I'm very confident and hopeful that people will watch it with an open heart and open mind, and we will be fine. Is the feeling I have. So
Janvi Gunjan Saxena faced numerous problems convincing her family about her career choice and getting them all on board. And even then, she didn't have everyone's approval. Did you at all have any kind of similar problems convincing your family of like whichever career path you decided to choose?
No, I didn't actually. I think I'm very fortunate to have such supportive parents. I think Dad especially is very, very similar to Anup Sir's character in the film. He's exactly like that. His high in life is, I think, to see his daughters and his wife shine and get ahead. And I think that's extremely commendable. So no, I think that if anyone was apprehensive, it was my mom. I mean, she was never ever discouraging about it, but I guess if there was any apprehension, it came from her. I think they realized that it was my dream, and they realized that what they had to do as parents was support that dream, and they did, and I'm extremely thankful for that.
Sharan, Gunjan Saxena was initially going to release in cinemas, and now it's coming on OTT. What are your feelings about like your directorial debut releasing on Netflix? Like, were you hoping for a theatrical release, or are you happy with how it sort of played out?
Like when we started off, obviously it was a theatrical release. When we started the journey back in 2018, 2020 March, COVID hit us and has changed our lives forever probably. And there's a big situation in the world now. Within this world of COVID and such a stressful time in the world, here we have an opportunity to showcase our film to the world on a platform as amazing as Netflix and share the film with 190 countries. And most importantly, people can consume the film in the safety of their homes, which is of paramount importance right now. So I think, I'm looking at it again with a sense of positivity that while life is hard for a lot of people right now, at least we have something to look forward to and share with the world. And just like how I think when I heard Gunjan ma'am's story, it kind of motivated me and filled me with a lot of hope. I hope this film can do the same when it comes out anyways in a challenging time in the world.
Were you at all privy to like the decision making at Dharma, or which decides which movies are kind of going to get Netflix release and which are going to wait for the theatrical release? Like at all a part of that conversation or something?
Oh yes, absolutely. So the way that's the amazing thing I think about Karan sir is that you might be a first-time filmmaker, you might be the most senior filmmaker. He'll treat you with so much of respect that it feels a bit like, but this is my first film. Why are you involving me? Like, it's okay if you don't tell me this, but he's always been that way. And even when I was assistant, the kind of respect that as I got as an assistant that from the Dharma family has been something quite special. So of course there were discussions, and Karan sir involved me through the conversations. And I think, how do I say it? I think I feel very lucky that when a decision like this was made, I think there was no fear or any sort of apprehension amongst anyone in the team from the cast and crew. Because when somebody like Karan sir decides this, you know that he's not just looking out for the business side of it. He's a creative person himself who has the good intent of everybody who's worked on the film, and he's going to do what is the best for the film. So when we came to the decision, I think we were all just instantly positive and embraced the decision, and here we are.
So, Janvi, your character and the real life Gunjan Saxena faced a lot of adversity simply because she's a girl, and that's sort of what happens to us in life. Have you ever felt like something has been tougher for you just because you're a female?
No, I think I'm extremely fortunate, I think, to have not experienced things like that. But I am aware that it's a very pressing sentiment, and it's a very pressing concern in society in general all over the world. But like I said, I think the kind of strength that one derives from having the support of your parents is unparalleled. And also, from the background that I come from, I've been fortunate enough not to have experienced the same kind of struggles.
So I've heard that you did a mannat and went off non-veg food to pray that Pankaj Tripathi says yes to the film and agrees to play your father. Can you please tell me a little bit more about that?
It's pretty straightforward. I think after I read the script and everything, and I think even during the narration, I just was visualizing him as Anup sir. And I think that I've just always, even before this film came to me, I've always wanted to work with him. I really do look up to him, and yeah, so I was desperate to have him be a part of this and to get the opportunity to work with him. So I took a mannat because I think Shari sent Pankaj sir the script, and he said, let me get back to you in a few days. And I said, okay, till he comes back with a yes, I'll be vegetarian, I'll give up on non-vegetarian food. So I did, and then he said yes. And I met him really creepily on a flight, and I said, sir, मैंने अपनी मन्नत लिया था ताकि आप फिल्म के लिए हाँ बोलो. He was like, okay.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Good luck for the movie. I hope it does super well. I loved it, and I wish you guys all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.